Hello, everybody. I'm Chuck Wiger, State Senator for the area, and today I'm very pleased to have with me Neil Breneman. He's a Recreation Supervisor for the City of Maplewood. Welcome, Neil.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
Okay. And let's start with this
There you
medal.
go.
What's this all about? The Maplewood Rec Fun 5K, recent event held annually.
Yep. So we have it's one of our kind of our fall end of the year events. It actually raises money for our youth scholarship fund. So it's a fundraiser, fun run. We encourage families to come out and dress as cartoon characters or superheroes, and all the money that we raise from that goes to our youth scholarship fund. And the youth scholarship fund is funds that we use to help Maplewood residents that need financial assistance to sign up for programs if they can't afford it themselves. We get a limited amount from our charitable gambling, so we try to supplement that in other ways as well. So we can provide rec programs to Maplewood residents that need it, and that financially that's not a barrier to participation.
So what's the goal as Recreation Supervisor? You want to see everybody participate in some type of recreation of all abilities.
Yep,
it's not
absolutely
limited to athletes or people that are into one particular area.
Exactly.
It could be people of all interests.
Yep.
And you try to carve out a number of things. So I know you have a comprehensive plan and things that you're involved. So tell us about the various recreational opportunities that are available in Maplewood.
So we have like you said, we try to offer various things, that whether it's sports, arts, entertainment. We have dance programs or karate programs, and we also have sports programs. We have adult leagues, youth leagues. One of the challenges of being in the recreation field is keeping up with the changing, the new sports, the new activities and programs. Just to be able to
just the whole population has changed in different interests. Many more of the Hmong neighbors now that have joined us and providing things that are culturally sensitive and might be very active in another country, and then suddenly we become more involved. It becomes that diversity where we can celebrate one another's interest and learn more about ourselves.
Yep, and that's one of the things that we're always working on too, is being able to help break down the barriers that other cultures may have, as far as whether it's language barriers or just the feeling of inclusiveness in certain programs or certain, even if it's just park usage, like if they wanted to do, anybody wants to use parks, but just getting that information out there that there is.
How many parks are there in?
36 parks. 36. And there's open spaces, parks and open spaces.
Yes, and the open space. And I see you have a master plan here, and I imagine that this is available on the city website.
Absolutely, yeah.
But give us the elevator speech on this impressive document.
So this was completed by the parks, so the parks manager and the department head, and it's kind of it was multiple years in the making, multiple meetings, and it was really to capture what our parks and program systems what we want them to look like, and what the community wants them to look like 20, 30, 40 years down the road. So it was a lot of time put into it, and there's a lot of good information, survey responses from the community members saying, this is what we're interested in, this is what we'd like to see, this is what we like, this is what we want to see improved, that kind of thing. And also addressed parks that needed to be, parks or areas that needed to be improved, or kind of allocating some of that improvement time based on that.
Almost every poll I see has parks, recreation, protection of open space right at the top. Education, very high too, but parks always comes out very strong.
It does, yeah.
Why is that?
Well, it brings people together, it gets people out in the community. People like to have the ability, whether it's programs or the parks themselves, to be able to participate and be able to have something they have whether it's their kids or their family together out doing activities or programs in the parks. And I think it also helps to it adds a value to everyone's communities when you have parks and programs and good systems in place. So,
do you have a projection as to how many people are participating now?
Sure. I pulled some numbers from last year. It was over 2,500 registrations in our programs in Maplewood. So.
And types of, if you break that 2,500 down in terms of
all kinds. Programs. So that's youth, adult. Some of those registrations are actually team based. So you're talking one team, maybe 15 to 20 people.
Okay.
We do. It's a lot of youth especially in the district.
Yes.
And
in the school district, especially, they're going to want to partner.
Yep.
With the district and the local community as much as possible.
Yep.
In fact, you partner with the neighboring communities too, to an extent, which is a good thing to save on resources.
Exactly. We do. So we work with multiple communities. One of them that we have coming up, for example, is our youth basketball league, and we have sort of 12 or 13 different communities that we partner, that we work together with, so that we can that everybody can play. We share gym space, and that's something that we coordinate on our end. It's a lot of fun because then people get to travel a little bit and play different teams and different people, and it's good to see the involvement and working together with other communities as well. So.
How do you balance the respective responsibilities between community education programs and your programs?
Sure.
Is there a competition, or is it a coordination?
So we generally we like to work together. Work together on offering offering kind of things that one of us would offer, and trying not to step on toes, but it's it's communication between the community ed and our programs as well. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of overlap. A lot of the community ed programs are after school and like early childhood education. They do offer some sports activities after school. Yeah. Ours is more important later,
after school, and then leading up to the early evening. But where parents still might be at work, having something available. Yeah. There's been so many studies documenting why having something available. It doesn't have to be a strenuous activity, but just something that offers some structure.
And we actually work with District 622 and 623 on the community gyms, one at Carver and one at Edgerton, and we operate those after school hours. And we try to, especially at Carver, being that they get out a little bit earlier than Edgerton, offer an after school activity for the Carver students that can come right after class, and a couple days a week we do a sports program, so they can come in and have fun, get some energy, learn some sports, play with other classmates, and then give them a good place to go after school if they need to. So.
And you want everybody to be able to participate. Sometimes it might be a financial obstacle. That's why you have the fundraiser, the fun run, and walk, and hopefully that's going to provide a lot of additional opportunities for people. Is there any?
Maybe we'll see. Maybe you come out and see us.
No,
we got
so.
Nora and Leon Lilly out there that come. Maybe you might have to drop in next time.
I sure hope so. I have a number of communities in the district and get to as many of the Maplewood things as I can. But
sure.
I will. Do you have the date yet for next?
It's usually we always have the last Saturday in September.
Okay.
So that's I don't know what that one is off the top of my head, but that's usually around.
Well, no,
so we'll be there.
Make a check.
It'll be on our website.
Good. And for the older residents, there's the softball leagues and the various things. Give us an idea for adults and the types of programs.
And that's something too that we always kind of got to stay on top of, offering new different ideas. Softball recently is we've had some different change in the amount of participation. So we've offered a kickball league. We offer beanbag toss leagues. We've offered dodgeball leagues, things like that. Just all kinds of different activities.
How about
just to get everybody
pickleball?
involved. We do. So pickleball is, we do have a couple courts, and that's something where, as we're
describe that for people.
Sure. It's
I've had somebody call me recently about that.
Yeah, it's like a mix of tennis and badminton, and it's with a wooden paddle, or plastic paddle, wood paddle ball, played on the tennis court with the essentially volleyball court line. So it's underhanded type of activity, 2-on-2 or 1-on-1. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's low impact, but also a lot of tennis players will transition to pickleball, and now it's kind of starting to pick up amongst everybody. So it's a popular program.
And for active seniors or not so active seniors, any particular areas of recreation that they might be finding of appeal?
Sure. And so we offer trips, whether it's to plays or a brewery trip or a Saints game. We offer trips to our active adult community, and there's also the community ed offers things as well for them. But we offer a lot of trips and the ability to kind of get out and get socialize with some people and have some fun. So it's and those are really popular. They fill up almost immediately after offering them. So it's
and again, you coordinate with the community ed program in the district, because you're serving common constituencies, and hopefully that can maximize the opportunities and conserve on resources at the same time. Well, good. What would be your vision 5 years from now for the program?
I actually brought this. I brought it out because we spent a lot of time working on the mission and vision statements, and I wanted to get it out there without butchering it.
Okay.
The vision of our department in general is to help create a vibrant community that embraces diversity, celebrates arts and culture, values health and wellness, and promotes stewardship of the environment. So in general, it's we want to. We want to be able to invite everybody that's in the community to participate in programs. We also want to create an inclusive, vibrant community, as they said, and also continue to evolve and not and not stay in one spot. So that's what we do every year. We look at our offerings, we look at our special events. We offer a lot of community events, different around the different parts of the city, and all free and trying to get as much community members involved.
All free, and you do a great job.
Special events,
and the city newsletter and the various things that come out does a wonderful job in making people aware of it. So just continuing on that and actively listen to see what people want, and you're going to do your best to provide it.
Right. Yep.
So how does one become a recreation supervisor?
It was kind of it happened to work out that I was involved with. I liked sports. I was involved with sports, and all through my childhood, growing up in the
grew up in the area. Where did you go to school?
Tartan.
And before that,
Oakdale Elementary.
Okay.
And Skyview Middle School. So
very good. And then when you're going to Tartan, what are you thinking in terms of what you want to do for your work?
Initially, I was leaning towards a business degree of some sort, and started doing a little bit more research and found out that sports and recreation is an option, which I didn't, I don't think a lot of people realize that.
Make your hobby your passion,
so there you go.
Application.
Yep. So that was, went to school for sports management, and then
where'd you go?
University of Minnesota.
Okay. And that's a very rigorous program.
It is, it is.
Getting involved, I mean, you're going to have to learn a lot, including business.
Yes, it is.
The application, you're dealing with a lot of funds and programs.
Yep. And as going through the process of schooling and graduating, a position opened up and within the city, and applied for it and got it, and that was 11 years ago now.
Wow,
so
there you go.
Yeah.
And what are some of the activities that you enjoy the most as a recreation aficionado?
Sure. So the program I enjoy, or I guess I should say, the reactions I enjoy most being in this position is when you see the especially at our events or at the conclusion of some of our leagues, is just the happiness that the participants are, especially at our events, the smiles on the kids' faces, the parents and the kids being involved together, and the family aspect. That's that's a big plus to see it. It makes you feel good, especially there's a lot of work on the back end that as anywhere that it just doesn't just happen. There's a lot of planning. There's a lot of cooperating and communication and execution that to make all these things happen. And it can be a long process for certain things, but the end result is awesome to see. Especially, like I said, the main thing is that enjoyment that people get out of events, programs.
And your favorite activity yourself, in addition to getting the personal satisfaction and that
I like to bowl. I like to bowl and play beanbags, and that's Thursday night is my bowling league. So that's one of my personal hobbies. I should
your
say
average?
Recreational activities. About 190.
That's very good.
It comes and goes though very easily.
Okay.
So.
And there's many volunteers that are also involved in your program. This is part of the overall Parks and Rec, but and then you have a commission. But just give us an overview of how this structure works with city government.
Sure. So we have our department head, then we have a Parks and Recreation manager, and then myself and another recreation coordinator, and then we have a lot of part-time staff, temporary, seasonal. A lot of them are high school kids. So a lot of them, it's their first job, which is also kind of a fun way to give back to the community in a way. Is offering the first jobs for a lot of high school students.
Yes.
And then we also have some volunteers that they'll help out at some events. And each year we hire special event staff specifically to help us with our summer events and our spring, summer, fall events. And that's all we ask for is a good personality and some dedication, and it's fun to have. It's fun to see people interact with the community too. So.
And then, how does this all tie in with the Y and
Sure. So we have a working relationship with the Y that the YMCA MCC. We offer some programs there. We have some room space there. It's worked out. The relationship has worked out really well for us. Still, it was a change with the space availability and things like that. But we've worked really well, and it's worked out well. Just keeping the lines of communication open, and they've been good with helping us, find solutions for any programming space crunches we have. And we have a new building coming up, hopefully by the end of or beginning of their hockey season for our warming house at Wakefield. So we have a new building up in Wakefield.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to have some nice rooms for programming space and a rental area, so that'll help. We'll be able to house some programs in that building as well year round. It's going to be an awesome building. So we're excited about that. So hopefully this weather, we can get some better weather to get it finished on time.
Yeah, there will always be weather and seasons and challenges,
Absolutely.
And we'll celebrate them all. So, and on personal note too, you mentioned the bowling activities and family.
Yeah, I have awesome wife and a.
That's good.
Exactly.
And her name?
Amanda Breneman.
Okay.
And we have a crazy 4-year-old named Nolan. So
well,
he's got a good personality.
I'd like Nolan to defend himself.
Exactly.
Great personality.
Oh yeah, he's got a great personality and
he's
challenging,
awesome.
but awesome. Yeah, it's.
And he's in early education activities.
Yeah, his last year of kindergarten, preschool. So he's and he loves it. He loves going to school and loves his teachers and loves all of the kids that he's there with. He enjoys himself. So.
Yeah, he's awesome too. And,
no, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for your dedication, for the services that you were able to grow up in the area and then get the training for the position, the career that you desired. And obviously you're very talented because I know these are very competitive to get that position.
Very much so.
I wish you the very best ahead. And for viewers that would like to learn more about the programs, the opportunities, give some suggestions.
Sure.
They could go to a website.
Yep. So we have our website is you can find it at City of Maplewood and or Maplewood Recreation. We have a Facebook page. It's Maplewood Parks and Recreation, and we post a lot of stuff on there as well. And on our website, you can find our brochures, our master plan. All that information is on there. All the programs we have and the parks we have. And I wanted to thank you for having us out here, because there's not a lot of times that we get to talk about some of the behind the scenes and the benefits of programming and recreation and parks in the community. So it's good to be able to talk about the positivities that we can do. So.
Well, it's a pleasure, and as a Maplewood resident, I'm very appreciative for the services provided, and I wish you continued success.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for a job well done.
Thank you.
Viewers, support the various activities, the programs that are available. It's meant for you. Enjoy.